In the 40th year of the Qianlong Emperor's reign, a woodcutter in Qingyuan County, Baoding Prefecture, dreamt for several nights in a row that an old monk appeared in his dreams, telling him he had died unjustly and was buried beneath a large pine tree in the mountains. He pleaded with the woodcutter to dig him out. The woodcutter, skeptical, went up the mountain to chop wood one day when he stumbled upon a pine tree that bore a striking resemblance to the monk's description. Determined to verify his dream and resolve his suspense, he decided to dig under the tree and, sure enough, he discovered the monk's burial site. The county magistrate led a team to the spot the woodcutter had pointed out. After digging 3 feet, they uncovered a bald, old monk. Just as the magistrate was struggling with his lack of clues, a light rain began to fall, prompting the team to seek shelter in the nearest small temple. Strangely, the magistrate found the statues in pristine condition, with some remaining incense burning, but not a single monk in sight. The county magistrate casually asked a local who had come to shelter from the rain, and the person replied, "Originally, there were only 2 people in the temple, the master and his disciple. Later, the disciple said the master had gone out to travel, and not long after, he also disappeared. The temple has since been maintained and cleaned by the believers who come and go." The county magistrate was shocked by this and ordered the bailiffs to bring up the newly discovered body of the old monk for identification. After examining it, the bailiffs called in several people familiar with the old monk, and everyone exclaimed, "It's the old monk from the temple." Upon hearing this, the county magistrate had a plan in mind and issued a warrant to arrest him to confirm his suspicions. Finally, they apprehended the disciple near Shangqiu, Hunan. Surprisingly, he had already grown his hair and started a family. When the officials approached him, he quickly claimed, "It's not me. You've got the wrong person. I'm not a monk." The county magistrate then took the couple back to the yamen and detained them pending trial. The next day, under the interrogation of the county magistrate, the apprentice was evasive and refused to reveal anything. Only after the county magistrate tortured him until he was covered in bruises did he finally tell the truth. With tears in his eyes, he said 3 times, "I am sorry to my master." It turns out that the apprentice's wife was once taken in by the old monk in the temple. Later, the 2 of them had an affair. Every night when the bed creaked, the apprentice thought that the master went to the woman's room to catch mice. He also heard the woman's screams from time to time, and thought that the woman was too afraid of mice. When the apprentice grew up, the old monk was no longer as good as he used to be. The woman began to dislike the old monk because he was old and frail.
来呀，
不行了。
干嘛呢？越来越没用。
The woman was at the age of being as hungry as a wolf, so she tried to show her affection to the young monk and seduce him. The woman had a plump figure, slightly exposed breasts, bright eyes, and white teeth. The young and ignorant monk could not resist, and gradually they evolved into having an affair secretly. The 2 of them spent every night in love. As time went on, the woman found out that she was pregnant. She thought this was not a long-term solution, so she said, "This temple has a lot of property. Not only does it have money from the believers, but there is also a lot of money from unknown sources, which is enough for the 2 of us to spend for the rest of our lives." She proposed to take all the property in the temple, but since the temple's property was looked after by the old monk, the 2 of them planned to drug the old monk's food to make him unconscious, and then they would run away with the money. However, on the planned day, after the apprentice stuffed the old monk's food with a knockout drug, the old monk did not fall asleep after eating, but died on the spot with blood oozing from all 7 orifices. The apprentice was terrified and quickly looked at the woman and cried, "Oh my God, I'm really damned. I didn't expect that a knockout drug would take my master's life." The apprentice heard the woman behind him laughing evilly. The woman said coldly, "How can knockout drugs be fatal? I smuggled some contraband arsenic." The apprentice broke out in a cold sweat after hearing this and angrily asked the woman, "Why did you want to kill my master?" The woman responded calmly, "If he wakes up and finds that the 2 of us have robbed the temple's property, he will report it to the customs. Then we won't be able to live happily for a few days and will be arrested. It would be better to sacrifice him and fulfill the couple's life." The apprentice replied, "What a vicious woman." But the matter had come to this point, and there was no turning back. The 2 buried the body in the back mountain, fled with all the property of the temple, and bought a house in Shangqiu, Hunan to live in. Time flew by, until the old monk appeared in the woodcutter's dream, and the county magistrate followed the clues and found out about the scandal of the temple's adultery. The apprentice had an affair with the master's wife, conspired to kill the master, and absconded with the money. After the scandal surfaced, the temple romantic murder case of killing the master and having an affair with the master caused quite a stir at the time. In order to enforce the law, the county magistrate sentenced the 2 to death, and their children were eventually fostered in this temple and became little monks of the temple. It was really fate. The temple was originally a place for pure cultivation, but in the end it was even dirtier than the mortal world. It can be seen that what people really care about is not the place of cultivation, but the heart of their own cultivation.